Hey guys, RJ, CNC Metalworks. Back on the old Camaro, little custom work. We're doing a lot of this one. Every aspect of this project is just going to be all custom design. We're on the front of it. Going to build a custom core support. It'll hold the radiator. It'll do a lot of things for us, but mostly supports front end, squares front end, mounts everything. As you'll see through this video, we're going to be doing a lot of cool metal work that'll tie the body to the frame. We're pushing the envelope on this to be a full unibody build, somewhere race car meets street kind of thing. As you see the build come together, we're going to take the old 60s idea of the unibody. In the Camaro's case, they use subframe, partial frame. Guys use frame ties and everything. We've got a full frame going through this car, and at the same time we're going to do a full kind of a hidden roll cage, and got a lot of horsepower. Got a big surprise coming for y'all. What's under the sheet here that'll really make this thing go. So there's a reason we're kind of tying all this together. We want it to be super strong and handle a lot of the horsepower and torque, and just really have a lot of fun on the road with this. But we're going to show you this part here that will unify the front end. And we got a little bit of early start here. We've cross trimmed our bracing, all just scrap stuff you can find. But we made sure we're square with the hood that was put on a little bit earlier. It helped us peg in square. We also got our height at an established corner. As we tweak and move these aftermarket fenders in place, we'll be able to put them right where we want them. And at the same time, we'll be able to secure them out. Also make a location or a way to hold the radiator and condenser and cooling system all together. And it'll even affect how we mount the grill and stuff. So really cool piece. But we'll be able to go over a lot of little things that we do here in the shop, because it's just a backyard shop with hand tools. We get asked about gussets and brackets and things like that. Every once in a while, how we do things. Lots of shops and a lot of outfits have the CNC plasma cutters, and sit there and punch at the computer. You can make some pretty stuff, but you can really do some nice work if you're just willing to be patient and start with something as simple as a cardboard pattern. We're going to convert this into several pieces, and we'll carry you all the way through the process and show you how this can be done at the house with just some hand tools and come out really nice. Okay, you might notice on that arc cut, no plasma cutter, no CNC machine, but your regular high speed. The trick's just a little overage, not even 1/8 of an inch. Easy grindable stuff. Get it through, and sawzall, just anything. Gives you a flexible blade and get through the arc. A little rough. What we'll do now, we'll take these, stack them up, level them off, and we're going to put all these together, and they're all, as you can tell, they're all a little off. Nothing's perfect. That's the beauty of a grinder. So we'll put all these together, and we just simply make a couple tack welds, squeeze them right in the vise, put them all together with the welder, and we'll shape this with a grinder. We'll even do our pre-drilling for some lightning holes. Not only does that look cool, but it takes a lot of the weight out. They obviously do their job. And super strong gussets or brackets. You can make these at the house, and every one of them are exactly the same. No matter how many you need to make, you can make them all the same. And we'll go through the rest of this with some high speed and get to the finish of it and show you something. Okay, pretty cool. Little cardboard pattern started the whole thing. Of course, all done with hand tools, a bit of work. Make really nice gussets or brackets. In this case, I didn't say it before, but we use some 16 gauge, basically 1/8 inch thick. Could be 10 gauge, probably 16 gauge, yeah. And keeping things light but super strong gussets. Strongest geometric force triangle, as we all know. But here's what's really cool. Just a nice little match. And again, you can do them with a whole bunch if you need to run off extra or whatever. But to, you know, like I said, some simple hand tools. We finished up with a little 3-inch and some 80 grit on that 3-inch, and basically ready to weld in. And we'll put these to use. Okay guys, as you can see, we cut out a lot of the bracing in the core, or the front of it anyway, and now you can almost see the skeleton start of our little core support here. And the gussets that we made, as you can tell, pretty cool. So this allows a couple things. Not only did they made up really nice and weld really good, and a little bit of grinding, and we're ready to go into the next part of this, but it also lets you kind of know that you got both sides really close, hopefully correct. Anyway, that's it on those gussets. But that's where we can pattern, make things twins, quadruplets, whatever you got to make them all the same. When they weld in and they clean up, they're part of it. But really strong, as you can tell, really strong. And we'll add some pieces of the fender and start tying in the sides now, and then we'll go into what supports and holds up the radiator as this thing starts coming together. Hope that helps y'all out a little bit anyway. pretty cool little piece. Do a little reveal raise. As y'all know, it'll give the panel strength, keep things really straight with your pins. Gives you a great place to weld to. This will be our future lip. This will get welded into the wheel well. So we've got this slightly open, but it also gives us a nice tongue brace to attach to and keep this really straight and really strong, because we want to unify this front end that's hanging out on the tongue. So as we layer all this up, it'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. And you kind of get the idea of it right there. So cardboard, some metal work, nice little finished piece, all hand tools. We'll keep attaching these pieces to close in this front end, and then we'll build the supports for the radiator itself. Core support, pretty much roughed in, holds the whole front end on. Everybody knows core support also a great place to mount the radiator. We did a couple different things. Due to our little surprise here and some extra horsepower, good old interweb research, talking to a few people, this outfit here called Entropy. I may not be saying that right, but anyway, great source on radiator right there. Good folks, really help you out. Cooling system, they know we're running AC on the street. Went through a lot of different things with the configuration about the motor, like 900 horsepower, if that gives you a hint. And what I usually like to try to do is just go with what I get. They send these really cool little mount tab system. We've done the cradle thing before with other radiators like AFCO and stuff. But I like to try and keep it simple and go with something that I can work with. We want to close this area in, helps funnel all this air in, keep it cool, along with the cover in the back. But I also like to kind of keep things really clean and really blind. So we've come up with some stock here that we'll be putting in something like this. This will flush out and it'll keep our panel in here, and it'll give us a really nice universal mount. It'll give us side-to-side slop, as you can see what they did with their holes. We're going to also mimic some of these holes in our brackets to go vertical, a little bit up and down. Be an easy in and out, always be able to maintain it, work on it, replace it. But let's get started. I'll show you how some of this stuff's made. All right, we're gonna make some slots for these little adjusters, kind of home style, hand tools. They actually have machines that do this kind of stuff, but a little bit of patience and handwork, you can do your own thing. Once you find center, and we come out of center, we go left and the right of that to compensate for where the end hole, in this case, it's going to be 3/8 of an inch. So simply come in here, punch that offset side, and when these are drilled out 3/8, there'll be a small piece in the middle, but it'll give us our end slot, how that'll look when we're finished. And I'll just go through this little bit real quick to show you guys. Neat thing about these unit bits, you run just a little extra into the next step and it'll just chamfer the edge, almost like a machine look, which helps when you're running bolts in so they don't hang a thread. Kind of a cool little extra. I'll saw this bad boy out right in the middle, do a little bit of work, a little Dremel tool. Cool little tip for you guys, use the aluminum bits. My brother turned me on to this, pretty awesome. When you use them on steel, get ready because they cut fast, and really great on welds. But the one thing you'll notice is they'll throw shards everywhere, so make sure you're really protected and covered up, and you might even ruin some gloves with these bad boys, but worth the money and worth the effort. Super sharp, cut metal really fast. Again, they're used for aluminum, so that's how you find them. And so let's get her done. Okay, you can see our piece matched to the other side. Cool little oval holes come in real handy for adjustment. Okay, I've got a little bit of frustration with nuts and bolts and stuff. It's probably dumb, but we're just trying to keep things really blind. This actually set up this panel that goes on here and turn in. It's a mount. We're going to have access to mount and unmount the radiator here. This gets side to side. Sorry about the compressor. Up down adjustment. Didn't tell you some of the obvious things, just some simple wood. I know that I'm going to have some future metal up in here, so it just gave me a way to center it. You know, simple measurement, and you know we've got the radiator where we want it. I know the car is level, so I just stuck a torpedo level on it just to kind of get me where I want to be. But also by something as simple as a straight edge across our core, I know I'm even on both sides, this way and this way, which is what I want to do. So now we'll get on to do the metal after we get this tacked in. Little piece up here. This will set up this whole panel. We'll go to pattern, make a couple of nice covers, and it helps funnel all the air into the cooling part of this, which is typical of almost any core support. As you see, these side panels will usually be filled in unless they're running things through them, which we'll figure that out as we go. Going to make a couple little quick patterns. And honestly, the easiest way to do this and the coolest thing is cardboard the pattern itself doesn't have to be exactly perfect, and there's ways to perfect it. So, you know, a good old dirty finger, which we all have in the shop. This will get you close. Find the middle of that edge. We're going to trim this up, and in the keep it simple part, this panel will close off the air, tie in this little structure piece here, which will really help out a lot with the airflow. But at the same time, if we add a little bend to it and turn this corner, we can weld this up, smooth it off really nice, and all of our fasteners are blind. That's probably a little bit more than you have to do. It's just some of the things that's kind of interesting to do if you can, or whatever, customize it. So we try and do a lot of that. Always kind of, especially with a car like this where we're doing a full modular build, frame, body, everything is literally one piece. We want that kind of carved out of a bar of soap look. So the little extra detail, hoping it pays off when it comes time to paint. So let's go change this into metal. All right, set a little pattern in. We just stepped it in basically on a straight line by its shape. Keep this really simple. It mostly just adds some strength, and it kind of looks pretty cool, but you can see the line work, and then the rest is just patient, slow, And even if you mess this up a little bit on the wheel, I've found that you can get in there with a little hammer or dolly work and kind of straighten things up, a little bit of sanding, and you can actually fix up a mess, run it back through the wheel. So don't give up on this stuff. Just try it again and again. And the worst panel I've ever done, I threw it away, got another piece of metal and did it again until I got it right. So just keep at it. I know I do. Well, it'd really be cool to get one of those tables. This one's got a foot controller. You gotta have a feather touch. Turns and curves going around a corner, that's the worst. But if you can just creep along and kind of let it roll, it ain't too bad. Now what I find is even if I'm on trail, cool. If I'm slightly off trail, that's why I like to just go until I got some pressure, lift it up a little bit. And if you got room to add a little bit more to it, it'll lift the pillow up a little bit more, make it a little more defined. And again, you can iron out some of the stuff you've done before. And it'll almost track and follow itself. And with just a little bit, it strengthens the panel. Really kind of cool. Gives it some nice shape. And then we can go in here when we make these bends. You see this little stretch area here? That's why we save our bends for last. Bends will straighten this stuff right up. Gets really strong, then the welds finish it up. Just really cool. But the automatic bead roller, it's a little bit of a step up from the hand one. I had the hand one for a little while, but I found kind of like the TIG welder with the foot controller, I really need my two hands rather than roll one hand. Some guys like the hand roller one because it's really controllable, but all that wiggling and stuff for me, if I can just go easy with my foot, two hands is better for me. So I would still suggest starting out with a slow machine and work your way up. But this one's from Eastwood. They don't sponsor me or anything, but it's a good machine for the money and has done a ton of work. See, and it just straightens that panel right out. Now we'll do a little test fit. All right, I hope you guys can see this pretty good. I'll try to move around the light a little bit so you can get the idea of some of these bends and how this panel is set up to do what we're trying to do. Anyway, after just one little notch, you can see there, not gonna lie, that's what's cool about just check fitting. And take your time, be patient, just keep trying to find the little things that really make the panel just fit up better. After a little cleanup and, you know, just a simple little look, you can tell that this is going to close in real nicely and finish up well. We'll probably do a little radius sanding work once we finish up these wells, but we'll do these plug wells to set this thing first, and probably go ahead and drill a couple here, plug weld this in, and then some finish welding and clean that up, a little grinder. But we'll get them welded on. I'll show y'all how it sets up at the end and our radiator floating. Okay, we have a core support and our metal work. Y'all can kind of get the idea of this now. We, if you notice, we have that blind effect, and we actually came out right to the edge of our inner bracket that holds everything. So we can put the condenser here for the AC, and she's really really gonna be nice and clean. And blocked off the air. And later, a few videos from now or whatever, but we'll be putting this lower valance in, all custom built, a pan. We're gonna have a split bumper effect, and headlights, grill, the whole 9 yards, upper inner header panel, and back here we'll have an inner panel. But wanted you to see how cool some of this is, and we got plenty of clearance for everything. Anyway, wrap up some of this little bit of metal work for y'all to see, and just a good beginning on something that holds the entire front of that car together and gives us a nice radiator support, and just wanted a clean look, almost like an effect of like how's it bolted in kind of thing. Clean on both sides. So all right, okay, I think that's the end of this video. I'll at least put the wraps on it, on the Camaro. We got a lot more coming. This is going to require a lot, so there'll be a few more videos. We really appreciate y'all watching, and I've been asked to ask you to hit that like, subscribe, ask your mother, or tell your mother, or bells and stuff at the end of it. Anyway, that tech stuff, y'all know what y'all got to do. I'd like to see a few more subscribers, because I know there's a bunch of you out there building stuff, and I know I watch a bunch of YouTube custom stuff, and I really appreciate you guys. I'd like to thank God and thank you for watching.